Hi everyone, it's Natalie here, and yeah, I thought it would be good to just do this little walkthrough of Tarot of the Mystic Sea, and the deck. I think I may need or have needed to get rid of this shot in the original video, but as you can see, like, this is what I paid for it on the Amazon. So yeah, even with shipping and tax, it was really cheap. I hope if you're seeing that, you're still able to find it. Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna real quick here while we're doing this, I'm going to just black out or scratch out. Here we go. No, it's not one. Here we go. I have tons of these black Sharpies here at the moment. There we go. So now we can see it. That's safe. So it's Mondazzi or Mondazzi Books from Connecticut. So if you're looking on Amazon and you see it like pretty inexpensively, that's who's selling it on Amazon or through Amazon. And yeah, they obviously do a lot with eBay because this was the, this is the packaging. It came in one of these with this on the inside. So it came in an eBay envelope, which I usually try to recycle, but I wanted to keep it for the video. And as I said before, here is the AGM, wrapping. So I'm pretty sure this is not a counterfeit, because from what I can tell, I don't think it's still in print. I'm not 100% sure at the time of filming. See, also, I've been so busy, it's hard to really even think straight. But if you are really good at this stuff and you are good at spotting the fakes, and you think this could be a counterfeit, I'd really love to know that. Rather than, hey, you did get a good deal. But like, if I did not get a good deal and I got a counterfeit deck, you're all too welcome to tell me that. I will not take that personally. I will simply learn better and be more educated, right? Which I think is the best all of us can do about most things most of the time. So this is, obviously tuck box. Here's what we got here. And here's the actual deck. I think I'm zoomed. I could probably zoom in a little tighter, and I probably will. But here is the little white book. And as you can see, it's detailed enough. I mean, for an LWB, it's pretty good. I do still want to get a hold of the actual book, the book. But I haven't done that yet. So yeah. So for those who just want to see this and not the story, you just want to see Mystic Navigators and Mystic Tarot, then here we go. But having said that, if you've been to my channel before, this would be why I'm not super popular, because I'm not just posting the decks. You will also know, like, I do like depth. Depth is my thing. So although I have been showing a lot of decks lately, and not engaging in the deeper content I wanted to engage in, I think now we have a good sense of why that's happening. Because I literally, between the certification I've been working on hardcore for the last year, which requires a couple of hours a day minimum, plus everything going on with the family, like, this is just where we are. This is just where we are. So here we go. Let me see if I can zoom in a little tighter. Are you gonna let me zoom? Can I zoom? No zooming? No, they're zooming out. Let's zoom in. I think that's the tightest I can zoom in. All right. So, as I said before, here are the backs. So pretty. Yeah, a little title card there. I think, let's see, when was this one printed? Let me see if I can find it. Oh wow, it does say it. So it's printed in Switzerland, and I will say the cardstock, their cardstock is unbeatable, but it does say at the very bottom there, 1996. So this is an older copy. It's just been wrapped up and sitting for a very long time. We have the poem with the Navigators of the Mystic Sea on it. So here it is if you want to zoom in and read it. Yeah, have I read this? I have read this at some point, but not recently. To be honest, I don't feel up to like verbally reading it, and so I'm not going to. Let's see, how close do we want to get with these? I can kind of bring them up to about there, just so I can sit down as we're looking at these. The way I've got my camera set up with this altogether awkward tripod. It really is awkward. So, as I said in my my other video, like, this has just been a real process, getting to understand all of this and realize what it, going back and rereading my correspondence with Julia. I'm probably right now close to the same age or similar age that she would have been when she was guiding me. I love that age group. I will say I do love college-aged students and individuals in their early 20s. I mean, love, deep love, hard love, which is why I miss teaching, honestly. And I do occasionally come up against, I think one good thing to take from all of this that I realized after I filmed the original video is that I do, when I meet with students now who are where I was then in terms of their woundedness or their arrogance and hubris, etc., I do have a tendency to really meet with it with a tremendous amount of patience and compassion. I rarely have any issues with those students, ever. And I figure out how much validation they need versus how much, what is it that will help soften that, the arrogance or the, the lack of willingness to have humbleness and humility, while simultaneously building up there's an authentic sense of self, and a trust in who they really are as human beings. And doing that as a teacher, more than anything else to do with subject matter, is my favorite thing. So I guess on some level I have spent some time really figuring out how to do that and heal that. And when I recognized that it was very comforting to notice that. And still, I will continue to examine, like, what is that? What is that in me that does that? So here we have the Fool, right? Being super arrogant and happy and riding the mystic sea in the waves and a killer whale. Beautiful deck. I think we're going to have to go face up. Let's move those out of the way, because, yeah. And, of course, we have the keywords. Then we have, what is this, encapsulation with the Magician or the Magian. And sorry about my fingernails. They grow so fast, it's hard to keep up with them. Dissolution with the Arch Princess or the Arc Princess. High Priestess. High Priestess, not Princess, Priestess. My brain will transpose those two words frequently. There's so much detail in here. It looks like maybe peacock's eyes. I really want the book. Sorry about the shadow here. There's a big, like, shadow going across here because of the leg of the tripod. This Empress card is everything I love about an Empress card. And I love the keyword of conception for this one. I love the swans. I think I remember this card too from that time period because I had a thing with swans, because a medium that I went to see, who was like a super lovely human being, told me that told me that swans were like a special symbol for me, to do with finding a soulmate. So I became very attached to that, which was kind of sad. But also there is this wonderful butterfly on the swan's back, so this possibility of transforming. Yeah, it's beautiful. God, it's a beautiful, one of my favorite cards in the deck, I think, by far. Then we have the Emperor or Propulsion, and I love this cheetah and the rooster and the boomerang, you know, putting something out there and having it come full circle. The Hierophant or Intuition. Fascinating. This person, although they are presenting as male, feels almost like there's a wonderful, like, gender neutral balance to them for intuition. I have a great desire to get to know this deck really well at this point. Oh, look at this, the Lovers. Discrimination. I love that. I love that. With the, like, two sides, you know, flipped two sides. God, that's good. I don't understand, like, what was my problem? I don't understand. I think I really was just super into my universal weight tarot, right, or the RWS as we know it, and I was so attached to that perspective and view of everything that I just could not. I think that's what it was. This Chariot is unbelievable. Conclusion. There's so much depth in here. Strength or omnipotence. Wow. Wow. I only just saw that black dog. You know, that embracing, see, that's what we're doing here, isn't it? We're embracing that dark side, that shadow side, that, like, what's in there that's wounded and crying out and howling, you know, and maybe finding mastery over it. Let's see what she says in the book. God, there's such a big part of me that kind of wants to reach out to her, because I feel like you know, when you just can't believe how your own stupidity. So what does she write? She writes, "You are able to reclaim the power which is rightly yours. The inspiration which invigorates you and enables you to drive forward is a strong feeling of confidence in yourself, your motives, and the environment you have prepared for this success. The seeds that you sow will blossom into long-lasting achievement. You feel omnipotent, ready to conquer the world, for you have finally resolved conflicting issues within your own personality." Wow. So my reading of that was what she intended, and how interesting that that's the card I was so drawn to, because it really encapsulates a lot of what we're talking about and what I'm working through, right? The Hermit. Wow. There's a lot there. Exaltation. What am I looking at? That there's like a fair maiden over there and the hermit there, which makes me wonder what we're looking at. So you have become receptive to cosmic vibrations by setting aside the demands of your ego personality, despite the daily troubles which separate you from your chosen destiny and purpose on earth. You have attained a freedom which allows your mind to dwell on eternal matters. You need to surround yourself only with essentials and a life of frugality. Wow. Yeah, so genuinely hermitage there. Yeah. So we're rejecting all of the worldly life, pushing it away. Fortune, rotation. Ooh, satellites. This has a wonderfully like fantasy sci-fi feel to it. I think Julia Turk is also the illustrator. Let me just double check that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't see an illustrator attributed here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in here that would indicate otherwise. I may look that up to be sure, but I think that this is all her. Destiny, so what do we have? Fortune, so this would be, okay, this would be justice. Equilibration, suspension or inversion. It's beautiful. I love that it's underwater. Death, transformation. Wow, the shark and the, being held under. Very like Hades kind of feel to it with those two figures there. Wow. Art, no wonder. I mean, I think at that age I would have been so spooked out by anything as deep as this because I couldn't look at it. If it wasn't like all light and love, I had no capacity. So I'm sure that's a big part of this. Let's see, verification. There's my psychological projection there. Rectification instead of verification. Art. Yeah. I want to look at that one in more detail at some point because of it being equivalent to temperance. Then we have the devil or subjugation. Something to look forward to for next year. What fun, what fun. The fun never stops, does it? Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's definitely subjugation. Okay. Looks like a wild party there. Tower. Oh, wow. Attention. Wow. She would have understood me better than I could ever have understood myself, guys. That's the thing. Like, looking at this and looking at like the wisdom and intelligence that's in here, like this was a mentor that would have been perfect had I been in a position to receive her, and that leaves me so sad, so sad. Look at that. That's a warthog there, I think, or boar. Wow. The star, revelation, yeah. This deck speaks so powerfully to the spiritual journey. We have gratification with the moon. And that harp, and then those, it looks like figures, yeah, faces inside the moon. It's really so well done. The sun, organization. I think my earbuds just died. I'm gonna have to just take those out. Okay. And as I said before, like this image is just exquisite. I mean, beyond, I love the artwork beyond, the confines of the deck. Then we have Eon, or realization for judgment. And then universe or consecration. Wow. And interestingly, in her LWB, you know, we have our little intro here, or like preface, and then she starts with universe and works her way backward to the Fool. So while they are in the order that they came in, and put in this order, they were put in the order of, she writes them in reverse order. So interesting to note. Similarly with the court cards, the court cards start with page, knight, queen. Let's see. Those are in order, I guess. Those don't work backwards. Okay. And they're not quite done in the same way as Thoth. So that's also interesting to note. Although in the way the deck was constructed, they work backwards. So the way that the deck was put together and then the way that she has put them together in the book is different, and I think that's worth noting. So the King of Swords, purification, and swords were first instead of wands. Queen of Swords, subversion. Knight of Swords, wow. Wow, he's lost his armor. Penetration. Page of Swords, decomposition. I love the way, so the combining of the elements to come up with these keywords is masterful. I mean, it really is. I will tell you, the keywords that I came up with for my Rider-Waite-Smith deck were pretty banal and predictable. So, but I was 22, 21, 22, 20, somewhere in that range. 10 of Swords, destitution. Yep. 9 is desperation. 8 is curtailment. Interesting with that. Prism there. 7 is ambivalence. Interesting. You can't quite tell, with a lot of these figures, whether we're looking at something that's masculine or feminine. And I really love that. I love that. Though I would say on the level of race, we're looking at something that's European, probably. 6 of Swords is ascendancy. And keeping in mind, too, this is before we were ever really paying any attention at all to diversity in tarot. At all. Someone critiqued me recently in a comment about that, said you spend way too much time thinking about it and worrying about it. And, I mean, I don't know what to say about that, other than that, yes, I do. Because I think when your mind is, when you want equality and you want diversity and your world that you are living in is incredibly diverse and that is your lived experience, then yeah, you're going to think about that. You are. So yeah, just to acknowledge that. Anyway, 5 of Swords, destruction. 4 of Swords, recuperation. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then 3 of Swords, desolation. Yeah. 2 of Swords is concurrence. Yeah. Wow, a battleship, a merchant ship, a Viking ship. mean, everything in time and space, right? Like, is all there. And then we have Ace of Swords is respiration. Yeah, no, it is. Very alchemical as well. Okay, then we have King of Wands, restriction. Queen of Wands, regeneration. I love that. Ooh. Wow, yeah. And the desert landscape, but with the water. God, that's totally me as a Queen of Wands. I have so much water and fire, you know, converging in my chart with air. And 0 earth. There is literally nothing much by way of earth in my chart that's represented except for my descendant in Virgo. Affiliation, Knight of Wands, not even generational planets. Equivocation, wow, for the page. Equivocation, wow, okay. Ten of Wands is oppression. I see that. 9 of Wands, intensity. Got a little trinly floof there. Yeah. 8 of Wands is velocity. Yep. 7 of Wands, fortitude. You know, it is, but wow, that, you know, unlike what we see in the, unlike what we see in the RWS, this is a losing battle, I would say. This person is bound, that wave is going to consume them, and fire will do no good at repelling it, right? So I guess maintaining an inner sense of fortitude in the wake of something like that. Let's look at this. Fortitude. I mean, these, of course, I'm being drawn to the things that sort of represent or feel similar to what I'm attending right now. This is 7 of Wands. Yeah. So we have, it is difficult to hold out for what you believe in while the crabs of illusion attempt to devour those truths. Stand firm even while others desert you. They are weak and you will be better off in the long run. Those who hold the wand of their self-respect high will triumph in the end. Wow, okay. You know, I can see that, but I'm still not seeing how this person is gonna win anyway, you know? Unless I'm not understanding how she's combining elements. 6 of Wands is triumph, of course. Yeah. 5 of Wands. There's still a lot of RWS to this deck, really, right? Contention. Of course, they're all, you know, they're all coming from Golden Dawn, so 4 of Wands. Delight. That definitely feels feminine, and the other figure feels more masculine. So we're getting more, I feel like that has more of a sense of gender binary than what we've seen up to now. 3 of Wands, cohesion. Yeah. Yeah. 2 is dominion. Yep. Ace of Wands, stimulation. Well, Yes. Yes, I see that. And it's not, we're getting it's clearly like intended. We're going to get that sense that there is something about sacred sexuality there. Let's just look at what she writes. Queen, page, yeah, we gotta go back further. Yeah, these are presented in a totally different order here than what they are in the book as well. Ace of Wands, stimulation. You are strongly aware of intuitive feelings and are prepared to rely on their wisdom. You realize there is more to existence than outward show, and you are ready to set out on the quest for greater psychological understanding of yourself and all those who share your life. Okay. Yeah. And knowing what I've read from her, about her, etc., there's a lot more to it than just that, right? So, okay, then we've got the Cups, King of Cups, Queen of Cups. So the King, was transition. The Queen is fascination. I love that she has dolphins, can I just say? Dolphins have been coming up for me a lot lately. Knight of Cups, conviction. Oh, yeah. I love that. That is so much more active for the Knight of Cups than what I normally see, because, yeah, there is a conviction in the Knight of Cups that's often not acknowledged, I think. It's not just about romantic ideals, but he's convicted. Reduction. Page. Something moving out of their reach. Interesting that they're clothed. They're clothed. That's the first time we see they're all clothed in the courts. 10 of Cups, accomplishment. Again, I love so much the non-binary nature of the figures that are here. Although the binary is more like in those, but I feel like that's a very kind of an exciting, futuristic aspect of this deck, because she could never have known where we would be now, right? 9 of Cups, satiety. 8 of Cups, seclusion. Yeah. Yeah, I see that. 7 of Cups, delusion, love it. That's absolutely, yep. Marvelous. 6 of Cups, felicity. That's really lovely. Yeah, okay. 5 of Cups, dissipation. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so much. Oh my gosh. That's a heavy one. Okay. Yep. 4 of Cups, discontent. I see that. Okay. I see that. Okay. Yep. 3 of Cups, abundance. There's so much in here to look at and play with. Yeah. 2 of Cups, harmony. Ace of Cups, immersion. Yeah. Yeah. I like this like hawk or owl coming in from the distance here. What are we looking at? Is that a... That is an owl. That is an owl. Yeah. King of Pentacles is... Oh, right. I somehow thought we were done with Cups. No, we're not. We've got Pentacles last here. King is motivation. Marvelous. With a volcano. Again, the mixing, the way that that has been included as part of the way that this is formed is really masterful. Queen of Pentacles, yeah. Persuasion. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles, evolution. Yeah. It's fascinating to me, though, that he's going to move that quickly. Again, I really kind of need the book. I really need to know, like, where she's coming from here on a deeper level. Reservation for the Page of Pentacles. That's nice. Okay. Yeah, unsteady ground there. That makes sense. I see it. 10 of Pentacles for affluence. Okay, there, yeah. Acquisition for the 9. Okay. These are more active. These feel so much more active. 8 of Pentacles, economy. Putting in the hard work, observation. There's competition in economy, right? 7 of Pentacles, variance. Yeah. And I mean, guys, as I'm looking at this, I should say too, for those of you who are really, really up on your Kabbalah, like, and you really know your stuff. This is see-through. It comes from the Tarot of the Spirit, but you know, oh, it's upside down. That's, or it was flipped. Yeah, I mean, this is, I'm not really referencing that. So if your brain, like, I don't have it integrated into my awareness enough to do that yet. So I'm working from what I know of Thoth and other systems and stuff, but not really from Kabbalah yet, because I can't quite, I'm not there yet, where it's just automatic and integrated. 6 of Pentacles, compensation. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 5, adversity. Lost his right. They lost their right foot. Wow. Yeah, and everything's out of reach. 4 of Pentacles is authority. Yes. Yeah. This, I love the structural component here that really communicates the control. And then I love this foundation for 3 of Pentacles. We have a very 90s looking computer, right? Which is, I think Benabel did this one recently and pointed that out. You know, it's so interesting. I think she contrasted it with the laptop that's in the Modern Witch Tarot. You know, that little hallmark that reminds us of the era in which this deck was created, even though it feels very timeless, actually. And maybe even futuristic or even of the moment in so many ways. And yet we're all kind of in love a little bit with the retro stuff right now, so that it just feels good, doesn't it? I think it feels good. Yeah. And then we have 2 of Pentacles, which is permutation. That one is not going in as easily. Let's see. Where do we have Pentacles in here? Pips. Okay, we've got swords, cups, wands. Do we have Pentacles last? No. Where did I? There they are. 2 of Pentacles permutation. Remaining stuck in old patterns and unproductive ways of behavior is not conducive to personal growth. You need support from partners and friends to work toward a successful outcome in business or creative project after you have organized your enterprise carefully. I love it. I love it. That's beautiful. That's fantastic. Okay. And then Ace of Pentacles is generation. Generating something. What a brilliant deck. I mean, what a brilliant deck. Wow. And as I said, like, I'm really stricken. I looked when it arrived, I couldn't wait, you know, and I don't remember what was going on at that exact moment. It's all kind of a big mass of mush in my head, but I remember opening the deck. I am just going to put these like back so we can look at order and stuff, but I do remember being like, oh wow, that's really fascinating. I couldn't quite take all of it in at that point, and I could tell it was clever, but I don't think I was really able to take it in fully at all. And I ironically, even though I feel like I have less space in my brain right now than I've had, actually it's my body that's wiped. It's not my brain at this exact moment. My brain is okay. My body is just tired. There we go. So what's interesting to me in looking at it is, I guess, yeah, how timeless in so many respects it really is and feels, but also, yeah, it's just so intelligent. So in the guidebook, as I mentioned, she works backwards from universe to Fool, which is interesting. Then she does all of the court cards from page to king in order, but starting with pentacles, right? And yet in here we're getting them going backwards, and the backwards movement, sorry, I keep like all over the place here. The backwards movement goes all the way through to, you know, the ace. So where are we? There's our King of Wands. And starts with our pointiest suit, right? So with swords. So we do masculine, masculine, feminine, feminine, ending on pentacles, right? But in here, the pentacles are first. Let's see if it goes that way. It goes pentacles, swords, cups, and then ends with wands. With the pips, we're doing pentacles, we're going 10 downward like we have been. Pentacles, swords, yep, swords, cups, and then wands, right? But in here we're having swords, wands, right? Cups, right? And then ending in pentacles. So I don't know. That's an interesting aspect here. They're still in the order in which they arrived. So I'm always curious about the way that the creator of a deck orders it, and then the way in which the cards actually arrive, right? Does it differ from the guidebook, or is it the same? You know, all of that sort of thing. Yeah, so there we go, friends. It's the Navigators Tarot of the Mystic Sea. Yeah, I am curious. I kind of now also want to take a look and do like a side-by-side with Tarot of the Spirit by Pamela Eads. I can't remember. But yeah, I want to kind of look at that, and I want to look at the Thoth, maybe, and do it side by side there too. Maybe all three. I'll have to be able to fit them all in shot though, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thank you for being here for this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.